Y'all did it once, it's me again. I dropped Los Angeles for all you haters. I'm back with this fearless, you know what I'm saying? You cats in LA, some of y'all half-stepping, thinking y'all doing it better than me. You wanna be? Bring it to the plate. You know what? Let's go.
We out on the show, we doing what we do. One side red and the other side blue. Niggas ain't tripping, we out having fun. When you living in a city that sets with the sun. We out on the show, we doing what we do. One side red and the other side blue. Niggas ain't tripping, we out having fun. When you living in a city that sets with the sun.
What's up, y'all? Take a seat, because tonight I want to get into something a lot of people won't say out loud. We always hear it, where we all, all the good men at, where all the good men at. But when a good man shows up, when he presents, when he's consistent, when he's doing the work, too often he's overlooked, unappreciated, or straight up pushed to the side. Now, I want to be clear. This isn't about attacking women. This is about unpacking the cycle. In the Black community, so many of us grew up without a two-parent household. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of people did, but a lot didn't, more than who did. A lot of sisters grew up without a father or a strong male role model at home. And when that's missing, the blueprint of what a man should be gets confused. Instead of stability, dysfunction starts to feel normal. So when a good man enters her life, he feels foreign. I'm gonna say that again. Instead of stability, dysfunction starts to feel normal. So when a good man enters a young lady's life, he feels foreign. He doesn't match what she grew up around, so he gets treated like an outsider. Meanwhile, the type of man that brings drama, chaos, or irresponsibility, he feels familiar. Or sometimes women gravitate towards that because it's what they've known. So tonight, this late night, I'm asking, how long can the cycle keep repeating before we say enough is enough? Let's really talk about why good men are being overlooked and how this plays into our families, our relationships, and in the future of our community. So what's up, folks, man? Just had to do another pop-up tonight. I went on late last night. It was pretty good, you know what I'm saying? So I said, let me come on, try it again tonight. Had a little sit down and spoke with some people today, as I do every day, speak with different people in the communities, get different opinions from people. So I said, I keep hearing this a lot, man, like, where are all the good men at? I'm like, are people blind? Like literally in these communities, you seeing fathers of all races, black, brown, which I said to myself is kind of stupid. We keep saying black and brown. Ain't no damn black. It's just darker, lighter shades of brown. But good men are around. So let's start with some reality. In the 90s, most of the black kids were raised in a single parent household. Mostly the mothers. That absence of a father means a lot of women never, got to experience a healthy male figure early on. And that plays a large role in decision making as a lot of women get older and look for that prominent male. In 1990, there were only 472,000 black families led by single fathers. That's 1990. There were only 472,000 black families led by single father. By 2023, that number is over 1.18 million. So 1.1 million, that shows growth. That means that the black men are there taking care of their responsibility. And not just saying that them by themselves. When I say that the black male is there now, those are the stats. So 472,000 black males in 1990. What up, Don?
What up?
I was just saying, just giving them some stats, man. Breaking down, like how a lot of the fatherless homes affect a lot of decision making of young ladies who have to try to find that prominent male. Now they don't know what to look for because that's something they didn't have early on. Would you say is that accurate to you?
Yeah, that's accurate. I mean, particularly in the 80s.
Not all of them. Not all of them.
Yeah, particularly in the 80s and partials of the 90s. A lot of their dads was in the clinker, and they didn't have that male figure to help guide them. And one thing for sure, one thing I've learned in these years is that as much as they need their moms, they need their dads more because they get a
I agree.
special connection with their dads. Dads are we're soft on our daughters at the same time. We're protective, you know, and a lot of them didn't have that. I mean, faces dads. When it comes to their daughters, all I can say is beware,
Yeah, you're right about that,
beware.
man. You are 100% right. Some people don't feel that. I mean, it's so crazy because a lot of the male figures haven't been in the homes. Some by choice, some by force, and just systematically back in the days, what was going on. A lot of people don't think it was real. A lot of the history that went on. A lot of people don't believe it because they weren't there. But I mean, like us who grew up in the late 80s, 90s, we saw it, man. A lot of us had friends that didn't even know who their daddy was. Shit. Some of them didn't know who their mama
Yeah,
was.
yeah, real talk. And if they knew
But
who their mom was, they didn't associate with them because of the stuff she was doing.
real talk, real talk. And there's still a lot of trauma behind that going on today. But um, I'll say that to say this: when it comes to decision making in relationships, marriage, or whatever, from a woman who grew up in the hood, and I'm not saying necessarily a black chick, because you got some Hispanics that grew up around a lot of black people, and you can't tell them they ain't black.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
And
so
you got some black people that grew up around people. You can't tell them that they're black either.
yeah, true. Um, but and I say that to say this, and you see it. If you grew up in the hood, if you listening and you live in the hood right now, how many dudes that you've seen that's probably an older gang member now, late 40s or mid 50s or older, that probably has a daughter that is grown, or probably got another daughter that's probably dating somebody that's probably like their daddy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A few of them.
You know, real talk. And only reason I say that is too, and get this, a lot of dudes, you know, think of it this way. For the men and maybe the women too, but this mainly the men who's out there who are real gang members. You know what I'm saying? That really put on for they set, that put fear in
Lifey,
people.
lifeys.
Yeah, like, but them dudes that are still out on the street, or some that may have done time long stretching out and got their
That's what I
shit
mean.
together.
Lifeys, lifey
Yeah,
bangers.
yeah, them lifeies. But those ones who got daughters, have you ever thought about the reason why a lot of them end up dating guys from maybe the hood that you're from, or somebody maybe, or maybe your little homie or something like that? It's because maybe the guy that she does like, he's not finna come over to that neighborhood because y'all scaring him.
Pretty much.
Real shit. I mean, have any of them? I wonder why my daughter didn't date some doctor or nothing. Yeah, the doctor at the school did like your daughter. He thought she was attractive and fine. Yeah, he from the hood too. You think he didn't want a piece of that hood chick? But shit, he knew where he was at. I'm not going over there.
Good example. Santana from the Steve Harvey show.
Oh, rest in peace to Merlin Santana. That was a lot of people who didn't know that was a tragic story when he passed away over 10 years ago. Um, if I'm not mistaken, you can correct me if I'm wrong. He was dating a young lady who stayed or was over there around the jungle area somewhere, or the BPS area. If you're not familiar with that, that's a blood area in South LA. And some stuff happened where he ended up losing his life. And I think it was just he was in the wrong place at the wrong time because he wasn't affiliated, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, that's what they say. You gotta stuff like that. I want to say this too. Like, how many women are in jail behind that dude they thought was the love of their life, but didn't really pay attention to it, that was lust and not love. Um, you got a lot of women who've done stretches and doing a stretch right now behind that dude. A perfect example. How many women didn't want to date a guy in their neighborhood because he wasn't from the gang that they
Exactly.
grew up knowing, or but they
Not
really liked
macho.
him. Yeah, you know, like in their eye, he didn't. You know, that's just like some women love soldiers. You know, they love police officers, men in uniform.
I mean, like the
You know,
excitement too.
they
They
like
like
the
the
excitement.
excitement. Cause think about it. Think about
Yeah,
it. Remember the young lady from our chief of police, back off in the 90s, Mr. Parks. Remember his granddaughter,
yeah, yeah,
and one thing about those guys, it's always, me first, my perseverance. Yeah, and they looking. They looking. She's in the
yeah,
vehicle with him. And naturally, God, you banging, you looking all the time. She ain't looking for nothing. He see it coming. He ducked. Did he tell her to duck? Nope. Nope. And she got being with the wrong guy, wanting the wrong guy at the wrong time. And not, if she was from the hood, she would have been looking if she was a sister from the hood, because they looking with their dudes. You know what I mean? They're like, baby, you better look at this right here. You better get ready. You know, she ain't
yeah,
looking for nothing like that. She never been exposed to stuff like that.
yeah, yeah. You right, you right. And hey, before we go further, let me get this out the way because I got a few clips I want to show y'all. But before I show them clips later, let me get this out the way.
No copyright infringement intended. This video is for educational purposes only. The audio belongs to its rightful owners.
Yeah, no, I had a few clips. Matter of fact, Milo, he'll be here. Cool Daddy will be in a second. While we wait on him and he come in, I want to show you this from the other day, from the live yesterday. Deke, they had just going piggybacking and backtracking real quick. You know, yesterday I showed a clip of the police officer in Seattle, Edmonds Police, if I'm not mistaken. You know, it's a fake officer. He's out there on the call, acting like he's a real cop. Then the real cop showed up, and then this dude, he's trying to man, just watch, man. It's fucking thug.
Check this out. West of the 110 here with some news for you. You had a guy up in Edmonds, Seattle, pretending to be a cop for Edmonds. He gets busted. Check it out.
Well, I need clean, and this guy 24 hours is great issue.
You said he was here.
This guy 24 hours here in the
Salvation Army. Sorry?
How long have you been working off duty for the Salvation Army?
I'm here almost every other week.
Every other
So,
week?
yeah,
Your first
and then I also work down at ZZ1.
Correct.
Anthony.
And spell that out.
1876.
Come visit with you while you're being questioned. So we might have called Edmonds last night.
The sheriff? What?
We might have called Edmonds PD last night.
Your number 38642.
I
was just gonna dip and be like, this is what this is.
No, I know, but
Keep one or
They made a call to Edmonds. Edmonds said he's not on their payroll. He is now in jail, facing time. West of the 110. Yep.
Unbelievable.
That's funny.
Yeah, hey man, but like I said the other day, man, a lot of people may not think it's a big deal, or I mean, that guy looked like a cop, clean
Yeah.
white guy, which is normally on the police force, especially in Seattle. If he pulled up to a call, you would think he's a cop. And what gets me is, if you really paid attention to him, the way he's looking at the guy at the beginning of that video, he's looking to the right, and he looks at him, sort of rolls his eyes and turns his head back, like the typical police, like, I've been hearing this shit all night. What do you gotta say now? And this dude not even a real cop. Imagine that this dude been out there patrolling the streets for hours and he's not a real cop. But again, this is what I say to people that I like to say, we spoke about this earlier. This is why I encourage people to be police officers, because of people like that.
Yeah, and not only that, what if that was a lady that he pulled over?
Exactly, and I'm glad you said that. I forgot to mention that last night, because I did say, what about the people that he probably have pulled over in the past, and he probably put somebody in the car? Where did he take them?
Yeah, and what did he do to her?
Or what did he? If it's a lady, God forbid, what would he have done to this woman? So
yeah,
I
Yeah.
mean, who knows? Now, see, that's why it goes deeper than that. They say, okay, they're gonna throw him in jail for being a phony cop, but you gotta investigate. How many people have you
Yeah.
pulled over? Where are the people at
Yeah.
that you pulled over?
Exactly. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
This dude, they said he had a fireman helmet in the car. like, like, bro,
Mhm.
what are you doing? Playing a cop and a stripper or something?
What you say? What you say? A man of many faces, and those faces aren't all good.
Hell, man.
Anybody doing that'll do anything. And I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't have a few skeletons in his closet.
Man, well, like I said, I'm not surprised, man. But like speaking of that too, like back to what I was saying, the black men they overlook, meaning just saying in general, this ain't just a relationship. This is a lot of stuff in general, even in the workforce, man. This is why I encourage people out there, especially those men and women who don't have records, because there's a lot of men and women out there who sitting there with clean records. They ain't never had a splinter in their hand, but sit there playing like they hardcore. Oh yeah, so crazy. Why do people want to pretend like they've been to jail before? What's cool about that?
Mm, mm, mm.
You know what I'm saying?
They think
Like,
it's
yeah, I mean, I
prestige.
tell people,
They think it's
nah,
prestige.
man, going down to a lot of people have been down to the 77 station and
Yeah.
or been in the back of a car or something like that. People forget being down there, that's called being detained. That's not jail.
Yeah. That's not the county.
Yeah, that's detention. Like you can
Yeah.
you don't get fired
You
from your
ain't got the
job for being in detention.
exactly. Exactly.
Um, but I mean, that's why I say too. Also, it's cool for us to change the rhetoric. Also, too, to help out our future younger black males in relationships, so they don't have to put up with some women that's out of control. Like we can help select that narrative by changing the narrative that's in play right now. We can, like, that's one thing. Stop glorifying bullshit. Like I said before, it's not cool. It's not cool to go to jail. I remember back in the 90s when I was younger, late 80s, 90s, I used to hear women say, "Oh, I need a man that did time before, so he
Yeah.
put it on a sister and all that shit." I'm like, and that's what some of you people who were born in the 90s that weren't around. Like I was around during the LA riots, so I mean I was very conscious of what was being said. So a lot of and what I mean by around the LA riots, meaning I was born and seeing what was going on. So I wasn't no baby.
Yeah, yeah, but you still had a little Similac on your breath.
Nah, I was way far
Just a
from
little
Similac.
bit, just a little bit.
Nah, shit, I was already eating chitlins and shit at that time. um
Yeah, but it was
but
wild. You're right. It was wild.
Yeah, but just saying, like the mentality of women back then, man, in the black communities, when the women who used to wear the big dookie braids. I don't know if y'all remember the women who had the big Janet Jackson poetic justice dookie braids. They needed a thug N-word to hit it. And it used to be crazy, man. I used to always find that strange, like, how much love that you would see, like a thug guy and a chick have that gang bang. Not saying from a hood, but all over, because hoods everywhere. I used to see this shit even in the store. Like, one minute they kissing each other, then in aisle 6, he swinging on her. Like, yeah, what kind of
Yeah,
stuff is this?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And cold part about it still happens.
It still happens. And see, me being a kid seeing that, which is I thank my mom, my grandma, I thank my dad, my uncles too, for installing some knowledge into me, knowing like, okay, just because you see people doing it don't mean it's right.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And that's what some people gotta
Take under consideration.
take into consideration. What's up, cool daddy? What's the word, my brother?
What's going on, brothers? Nice to see you, gentlemen, this good evening.
For sure, my brother.
We just cooling it up, chopping it up. Like I was trying to tell them, we trying to change the narrative. Trying to help the next generation after well, you know, I'm a little younger than y'all, so the generation that's coming after me up, that's going to be dealing with relationships. You know, if some of us change the narrative, how things are looked at, how, you know, how some of these women treat men nowadays, like, no, this got to change. You know what I'm saying? Because us black men, we are valuable to you.
Oh yeah, every woman need a man, every man need a woman, but society teaches women that strong, independent garbage, and they listening to social media. Or when they get a good man, they don't know they have one because they have the picture of a good man in their mind. They try to make you fit into that harlequin romance, whatever garbage they got in their mind, instead of just accepting the man who down for you and he with you. You know what I'm saying? He may not be perfect, but he masculine. He won't provide, protect, and love you. That's a good man.
You're right. You're right. And what always gets me too is you hear a lot, and this is not talking about just one race of women, but you know, I live in a black community. You hear a lot of black women say, "This is what I deserve." It's like, how do you know what you deserve? Like, honestly, like, give me one reason or give me one example of why you deserve this. And same vice versa. If a woman with a good head on her shoulders, you know, strong black woman was to ask a black man, why do you deserve the better things? A lot of people couldn't even answer that question.
A lot of people don't see it. So what they don't see, they don't know how to. You got to research it really. Talk with
Yeah.
successful couples who've been married for a long time. You got to go to school if you haven't seen it. Learn how to be in a relationship. Learn how to love. Learn how to stick together and remove your ego from out of it. You know, like some women don't want to be real feminine and submissive to their man. They see that as being weak. But I think a feminine woman is the strongest woman on earth. She can have anything she want because her man knows she good. He can go out his way to provide for her. But if you always gotta fight with your woman, argue, every move you make, she questioning you, that stuff get old.
Well, they get
Man,
a lot of that stuff from their peers. The older women lead them on, and they lead them on into the darkness, and they go through this little maceration process where they say, you know what, I deserve this, I deserve that. Sort of like, what was that? When 50 Cent's girl baby mama took him to jail, and he giving her was he giving her
oh,
two hundred thousand?
he was paying her so many. I don't know the amount, but if I'm not
It was
mistaken, something like
$75,000,
a month.
$75,000
Yeah,
a month. Yeah, and she took him to court and said she needed more money. And next thing you know, the judge said, "You right, you're not supposed to be getting that much. You're supposed to be getting $6,000 a month."
And she
So
played
that
herself.
75,000 went down the road because she was greedy, and they get this from their peers, opposed to,
yeah,
you know what, loving your man and doing for him, and he gonna do for you, and don't try to fuck him, you know. And a
Right.
lot of them ain't into that right now.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Listening to other people with nothing, make them with nothing. Misery loves company.
A lot of women need to
They-
stop listening to other women. A lot
Listening to
of other
single women at
women,
that.
yeah, they lead them astray. They lead them astray, and they make them play themselves out of position when they had a good man who was down for them, and he get with another woman and have a successful relationship, and now they all bitter and vindictive.
You
And then they get jealous of them. Then they try to creep on their girl's friend because they ain't got nothing.
man, hey, you
And
know
that's
what?
real talk, though. That's real
Hey,
talk.
Mm,
let, let me get y'all. I'm gonna play this clip. I want to get y'all strong opinion. I want y'all to listen to what this young lady has to say.
Women, we fuck up, we want passes. But the moment a man do something, and yes, a lot of men cheat. I'm not going to say all men cheat. A lot of men cheat. Okay, so how do you come back from that? Because at the end of the day, if a nigga fucked up, he done fucked on something. It was just some random shit. Would you much rather he live a double life with a whole nother bitch, got a whole nother family, or he done just fucked around, he done slipped his dick off in something, he done came home, he feeling remorseful, he like, nah, hell no, I can't goddamn do this, I got a good woman at home. Men are gonna fuck up, y'all, and it just does not have to necessarily be cheating. It could be a number of different things that each of us don't like. Everybody's flaws. You have to pick your baggage. You have to pick your flaws and who you gonna unpack the shit with. But the reality of the matter is you do have to give people time to grow. You have to cultivate a man. And if you understand anything about cultivating a man, one thing that you will do, you're going to go through growing pains. Y'all going to argue. You're going to fight. But in the midst of those arguments and fights, you should be learning, you should be growing, and you should not be backsliding back into the same issues that you just conquered. Y'all have to learn, we women have to learn to be more understanding. And when I say understanding, you want to understand the mindset, the mind frame of your mate. You want to be able to communicate with your mate. If you can't communicate with them, then they don't feel comfortable speaking to you about certain things. He got to go talk to his homegirl or the ones he ends up fucking because she's more understanding, she listening. But he really want to be with you, but your ass don't listen and you kicking him out the door, you're nagging him, and you're ready to throw him away. But what happens when y'all throw these, you independent women in relationships, in marriages, okay? And y'all throw these good men away, and then y'all ass be single for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Talking about ain't no good men out here. No, because y'all ass keep throwing them away and giving them to the next woman and she holding on to them. Y'all ladies got to do better. It's 2019.
I think she was right. You know, women want to compete with men. They want to be like men almost. So if they man slip up and cheat, that don't mean he a bad man. You can still be a good man and cheat. You know, to be honest with you, it's a biology thing. I ain't gonna get all into that, but a woman can't do what a man do and still be considered a lady. You know, that tit for tat stuff make them lose out completely.
You're right. And this young lady said this 6 years ago. And so this was pre-pandemic. They're just saying like I agree with, I mean, how can I say this? Yeah, you have a lot of people, men and women, who do step out, but you do have a lot of people who don't. Like some, me personally, I can honestly sit here and say I've never cheated on my wife. I don't plan on doing it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you really know the bond that you take when you say I do, it's not just between you and another person. I mean, some people, I ain't no Bible thumper, but I mean, hell, I ain't scared of too much shit on the streets, but I do fear God, though.
Yeah, yeah. And you do make a pact with God when you do that. You say, God, in the name of God, and you saying your vows, so you promising to Him also.
Yeah.
Some people don't take that heed, but you know what? That's the same people. You know what? And this kills me right here. And people don't think about this type of shit. But I done seen it several times when the Bible say, honor your mom and father, and you shall have a long life. Then I look at these people who dog out their parents, and I don't see those people no more. They end up having a short life. So I mean, people don't believe, but you know what? The cold part about it, that shit creep up on them, and they be like, "Oh shit, that motherfucker shouldn't have did that." And then we walking over there walking by that box. Damn, dog, that's fucked up. Yeah, yeah, real talk.
Yeah, hey, like I told you before, jumping subject, some people have to really pay attention to certain stuff. Like I told you, one of my a neighbor that I had from years ago, we had a neighborhood guy, that always is people yard. So this one neighbor had some shit come up missing. So he didn't know who did it, but of course you're gonna go to the dude that's always knowing when shit go on like that. So like you said, it'll be messed up if your friends say, "Damn, man, it sure is sad that such and such got killed over some cans." So basically,
Yeah,
like, don't
yeah,
throw
yeah,
away your life over nothing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Watch who you
Exactly.
involved with. Watch who you learn with. Like I say, watch who you learn from. Like I say, just because somebody, you always hear this, knowledge comes with age. But yeah, like my grandma always say, you said you do have some old ass fools too. So don't listen to everything they say.
Yeah, knowledge come with age and wisdom. Like your grandmother said, you could be an old fool. You know, you have to learn from your experiences and learn from other people's experiences so you won't have to experience them. And if you got a
Fact.
good woman, you holding down your household, you can't bring everybody around your family, around your woman.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
can't do that. You don't know who's scheming and plotting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Keep that
Trying to
shit
poison her
outside your
mind.
house.
Trying to poison her
Yeah.
mind. That's real
It's
talk.
crazy.
That's real talk.
Yeah.
I've seen it over and over again.
Hey,
You gotta watch who you surround yourself with.
real quick, Milo. I don't know if you heard about this story. This was out of Houston. It was a couple years ago, but I thought about it the other day, man. This young man, he was convicted. Well, I ain't gonna say young man, older brother. He was convicted, went to jail, behind the lies of an ex-cop. So the judge that sentenced him, came off the podium when he came back 2 years later, came down, asked for his apology. Shook. It was the black judge. He said, "You know what, man? I messed up." You know what I'm saying? And what do you think about that?
When the judge let him out of jail years later.
Um, he got out of jail.
The
Like, I mean,
system let him out. The
yeah,
system
the
let him
crime.
out.
Uh, they reevaluated the case, and the judge looked over the case again. And yes, the judge did end up letting him out, but he had already did 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. I got to refreshing up on the case.
But that was honorable of the judge to do. That was on. We everybody make mistakes, even judges. You know, so that was
Yeah,
honorable. A man can't get that time back, and they should give him some type of restitution for his time that he wrongly served. But the judge was an honorable man to come undo that wrong. You know, right that wrong.
yeah, yeah. Also, too, man. While we speaking about the law, man, I brought this up that the LAPD. I think I spoke to y'all about that they are Mayor Karen Bass signed an executive order to where the hiring process will be shortened. So instead of damn near taking a year to get in, you could be in the academy within 180 days or less, depending on your background. But for some people who didn't know what that meant, I just want to show them this real quick.
West of the 110, back with some news for you. We got some news updating about LAPD and an executive decision that our mayor Karen Bass signed. Mayor Karen Bass just signed an executive decision that's going to change how the LAPD hires new officers. What does that mean? Basically, she's trying to cut down all the red tape that slows the process down. Right now, people apply and it can take months, sometimes even a year, before they find out if they're even moving forward. With this directive, the goal is to get you from application to the academy within 180 days. That means if you're thinking about becoming an officer, the process is supposed to get smoother, faster, and more direct. They're setting up new benchmarks for each step, the background check, medical exam, polygraph, psych evaluation, and all of that. So, it's also supposed to increase graduation rates at the academy by focusing on who actually makes it through the training. Now, let's be real. In the black community, there's always been tension with LAPD, but here's the flip side. If you grew up in these neighborhoods, you understand them better than anybody. If people like us don't take some of these jobs, then some cycles continues, outsiders policing our blocks, people who don't know the culture are making the calls. So, this move by Mayor Bass means opportunities are opening up, but it also means we got to think. Do we want to step into those roles? Do we want to be the ones inside the system making a difference? At the end of the day, the city's going to hire officers. The only question is whether some of them will be people who really know the streets, who understand the community, and who can change the way policing looks like in Los Angeles. That's the bigger picture. This directive is about numbers and efficiency, but the real question is, who's going to fill those uniforms? Hey, somebody got to fill them. It's been West of the 110, keeping you updated with some news you can use. Yep.
I think that's a good thing she did. You know, she cutting through the red tape, getting through the bureaucracy, stopping the slow process. And if you got a good background, why slow it down? You know, you want to be a cop, move the process along so they can hire more people. And I think it's good when people from the community police the community, because people from outside the community come in, they have no connection with the community. They more likely to do more harm in the community. But if you're from the community, you're not trying to damage the community. You're just doing your job in policing and go get them jobs. We should take any opportunity we can get. The more of us in LAPD or any police department, really the better.
And I agree with you. Some people, how do I say it? Some people have the ability. Some people have the stamina, the physique, the body to be an officer. Some people are just naturally strong people, that can do the job mentally and physically. You know what I'm saying? I seen somebody earlier, I ain't gonna say where, but he was like, 6'3", about 220, you could tell he was mixed. Looked like he was like black and Hispanic or something. But he was like a florist or some shit. I was like, man, this dude need to be a fucking cop or something. You know what I'm saying? Like he's sitting there like cutting trees, little plants. I said, bro, I mean, not saying that's what he should do, but I'm just like, man, some people, you can look at some people and tell they hate their job. I know y'all seen some people like that already. Just tell they hate their job.
They
You
hate
gotta
the
encourage
world.
some of them young brothers to get that job.
Man, hey, you know what, man? I've encouraged the people I know personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, I send out headers and messages, everything to people that I know. When they have hiring events, that's what I'm gonna start doing on the West of the 110 Facebook. We previously did it when we were Hood Humor. With the afterparty.com. We will post jobs that are hiring in LA, because the problem is some people don't know where to go to apply. So I'm gonna start doing that too, because a lot of people don't know. And here's the benefit of becoming a police officer or any kind of peace officer. Once you become a peace officer, you do your probationary time for whatever department you're in. I think contractual, you have to stay there 2 years, if I'm not mistaken, before you will be eligible to laterally transfer anywhere. So what that means is, if you become a police officer in LA, San Diego, wherever, and you do 2 years and you say, you know what, I want to change. I want to move down to, say, Tyler, Texas or somewhere. If they got a police department down there and they're hiring, they're accepting lateral transfers, means only thing they're going to do is they ain't going to run your background. A lateral transfer is you already active over there and you're moving over here. You're going to give you a start date over here. They're going to run your job, to see if like if everything's a good standings. But I mean, it ain't like you got to go through the process again.
Yeah. Right.
It open up a lot of opportunities once you become a certified peace officer. Like you say, you can move anywhere in the country, really. So it open up all type of doors for you, and they give education benefits, pension benefits. It's all type of fringe benefits that come with that job.
All kind, even the unspoken benefits. Like I think I was telling some people, you go to 7-Eleven, you don't ever have to pay for coffee again. Stuff like little stuff like that.
Not just 7-Eleven, any restaurant.
Restaurants, especially for the police officers. I remember growing up in our neighborhood, you had the little stands, barbecue stands, hamburger stands. The police officers who policed this neighborhood, even though they were white, they were cool guys who didn't really BS. They knew the community, and they would eat free around here.
Yeah, they eat free everywhere. Everywhere.
So it's the perks, and not only that, I mean, some people right now, I bet money, some people sit there right now thinking like, damn, man, I remember back in like 1999, 2000, 2001, it was always some shit to do, man, around this time. Man, we was never bored, man. We was never in the house meeting up. Yeah. But the reason for that being is a lot of the people that you used to do that with, you don't hang with no more. So a lot of people, boredom comes from they don't have no friends to hang out with no more. So a job like this probably can create a brotherhood for some people who don't socialize too much. That's a benefit perk, especially for like I got a friend that around my age, single. He joined the sheriff department some years ago, and he was like, man, it's so crazy. I always know you as a brother, but it's like, these guys, some of these dudes is like, I've never had a family. So, it may fill a void that some people are missing. You know what I mean? I mean, because we all know that they are bad and good on whatever, but you can
Yeah,
be one of the good that connect with the other good, and you never know. Because
yeah.
blood don't
You
make you
already,
family. Loyalty makes you family.
yeah. And if you're
Yeah.
a cop, you're gonna, you might not socialize with people. You wasn't an outgoing person, but coming a cop, you able to socialize with people. And then finally, hell, you probably was in high school and college, didn't get no pussy. You a cop, you running up on women and you getting women now, you know? So,
She
so,
wants some of that cop dangalang.
Hey, hey, Don and Cool Daddy. While y'all saying that, man, look, real shit. I want to show y'all this, man. It's kind of crazy, man. Everybody been to one of them happy ending massage parlors, but this what happens when you go to one and they've been shut down and you really need that fix. That place that do happy ending shut down. Look at him, they mad. He like, oh man. I told him, oh man. Look at this guy. He like, what am I gonna do now? I need that ad. Hey Terry, those guys look upset.
These are lawbreakers.
funny. That's funny. That is funny. Well, you got to resort to that.
Hey,
You gotta resort to that. That's part of your life. I
hey,
mean,
I know y'all seen that clip on social media is going around about this black guy. He's a security. He's in his company security shirt while doing an interview talking about how at first I didn't want to indulge. I didn't indulge, but I tried it out, stopped on the blade. Those women are so beautiful on Figueroa. It's a must. I have to stop out there now. And I was like, man,
how dumb can you get?
He addicted.
Yeah,
hey, he said it. He
yeah.
said it himself. He's addicted. He said, and he said, man, some of those ladies look like my and like real talk. You go down Fig, it ain't like back in the day, where you had these smoker strawberries everywhere. It's a whole different time zone over there. Now, well, I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on. I know people who pay attention to the news with the cases going on with all these allegations of people who just got caught running shit over there. I mean, but hey, that's one of the oldest businesses in the nation, in the
Hey, I heard they
world.
clocking. I heard they clocking like 3 a pop.
Hey, man, I don't know what they clocking. I just tell people they better be safe going out there. You got to think twice, especially you married men. Like again, I want to say this too. This episode is not to shame women. This episode is just to bring reality to light, and reality of it is too. Men that have good women. If you got a woman that got your back, that'll fight with you. I ain't saying talking about yelling at people that'll stand there and throw blows with you, and do this, that, and that for you. Like, do not fuck that up over no hood rat. Like real talk. Some broad that just know how to put her head all the way down through the fucking the bed and cock it up and oh yeah, I love this broad, but she can't do nothing else but that. Do not mess
Yeah,
up
yeah,
somebody that brings 20 things in your life that you need for a chick that only brings half of one.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
true. That's
And
true.
particularly, as you forgot to mention a streetwalker country.
Oh yeah, don't do that. Hey man, and another thing, if you do decide to go that route, strap it up. I've seen too many dudes walking around with a lady of the night with a baby that they got by, and now he holding a baby because she got to go to work. It's getting dark.
What you say? He walking around changing the straw in the middle of his penis 3 or 4 times a night, huh? Cause he dripping.
No, real talk. Hey, respect yourself. Like, I mean, I know, hey, I know it sounds weird, but man, respect your body. Don't go sticking your thing off in anything. You know what I'm saying? Like respect yourself.
Well,
If you
if you
live
got a
that life,
girl,
strap up.
you got a girl. Your gun need to be holstered. You
Well,
don't
I
go
tell you,
around shooting it around the town and stuff. You holster that pistol. That's
hey,
what you in that
hey,
relationship for.
well, you're right. And you know what I say to people too. This one dude, he tried to come at me back, in the days on some shit talking about how, he was how holy he is, trying to read this stuff to me. And he was like, yeah, this, that, and that. I said, oh, so do you have a girlfriend? He said, yes, I do. And I said, I don't mean to get in your business, but I mean, you seem like the type, like you and her might be having sexual relations. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not married, right? Said, no, we're not. And I said, well, if you are having sexual relations, that's cool. I mean, hey, nobody's perfect, but I bet money you ain't strapping up. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't married to her. You know what I'm saying? Like I messed his head up. Like, yeah, but how you gonna, you telling me this, that, and that, but you just admit to me that you bareback and your girlfriend, but you telling me I'm wrong.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
honor your
saying? Like,
commitment. You make a commitment to the woman. Honor your commitment.
hey, you
Real
right,
talk. Real
right.
talk.
You're right, and that's what's that. And you know what's so crazy, Milo. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Cool Daddy. You know what's so crazy? Like a lot of people don't really know about the honor system. You know what I'm saying? Like especially growing up in Southern California. You know, there's no honor amongst thieves. I know people heard that before, and we grew up with a lot of hustlers and thieves and gangsters and shit. You know what I'm saying? So the honor wasn't too real. You know, we've seen, and you've heard as of recently. I ain't even got to say no names, but how many times have we heard as of in the last 10 years of notable gang members being slain by somebody they call a friend?
Yeah. Yeah. Real talk.
You know what I'm
Real talk.
saying? So
That's true. That's true.
that is some stuff that we really have to look at, you know. But hey, you know what, I want to show y'all this too, man. I know I like I said, I went on late last night, man. I like say man, the Texans pissed me off yesterday. I don't know what's going on. They just man,
Hey, how many you get right, E?
not enough.
Oh, you must have did like me then.
Nah, well, I thought the Bears was gonna beat the Lions and stuff like that. Nah, so I did a little bad. But this was a follow-up on that bust that happened in Georgia.
West of the 110, back with some news for you. The lady you see here, Guadalupe Rosie Harrison, she's CEO, founder of a nonprofit organization that connects low-income families in Georgia called Grow Initiative. She says since the ICE raid there in Savannah on the Hyundai plant, they have received an overwhelming number of calls for support. As we know, some of the families were sent back to South Korea already. Here's a few images from that raid. You see they have people lined up. Over 400 people were detained. As was said, some were already sent back to South Korea. Some may have said, how did they get these jobs? Being close to a black town like Savannah where jobs are needed. But this is what the nonprofit is dealing with. They say they need help and donations to continue to help the illegal families who they left behind. West of the 110 with some news for you. Yep.
Go figure. Go
Yep.
figure.
Yep. What y'all think about that, man? That Hyundai plant, you know, and I got an update on that too. They had a release saying that somebody said that, well, nobody was sent back. Yesterday, the media reported that some have already been shipped back to South Korea. Then they're saying nobody, some of the representatives from Hyundai, they're saying nobody was sent back. I even had a comment on the video from a gentleman saying that them detaining those South Koreans is going to hurt something. I mean, I can't remember it off the top of the head, but basically he's saying like it was wrong for them to do that. Like it's going to hurt the Americans. What do y'all think about that?
They made an agreement to get tax breaks if they build their cars here, and that was a plan for the EV cars. You know, for the batteries. You're supposed to build a plant here so you can bring jobs here. That's why they're giving them a tax break. You don't build a plant here and then bring your workers here. You know, how is that benefiting the workforce here in the United States? So they just got caught. You know, it's like they wanted to build a plant here, get the tax breaks, and that their citizens get the money and send it back home. They want to put no money here in the community. So they got caught slipping because they have other plants in Georgia and Alabama, you know, and they hire locally. but that was tucked off in Georgia. They thought they can get away with it. But this white woman who running for office in Georgia, she told on them, and like she trying to build her campaign around that. But that's just what it is. But I don't think that's right. We can't go get no jobs illegal in the other folks' country. That's the problem people have with illegal immigration. But they told us they're here to work jobs that Americans don't work. That's not true. We see all the time from truck drivers to this plant. These are jobs that pay good money and give good benefits that are by law supposed to be for American citizens. So
Yeah.
they got caught breaking the law.
Yeah, you right. They got caught about that. Shout out to Mr. Charles. Mr. Charles, he commented earlier and said, send them home. We allow it. We voting. And I think Mr. Charles got a question for you, Cool Daddy. Say, Cool Daddy, why they keep, I'm assuming he's saying bringing, why they keep bringing these illegal MFs here to replace us?
Well, to try to make us a permanent underclass. We are too contentious. We too hard headed. We ask for our rights and we complain when we get done wrong. But if you have an illegal worker, they're not going to complain. They don't have to worry about their rights. They can pay them a little less than what they're supposed to pay us, and have a compliant worker. And
Well, that
yeah,
was
they
the
getting over
old
on the system.
that was the old thinking, sir. If you see the way they done infiltrated, now they complain. Now they get in the union. Now
Yeah.
they're actually jumping over us. So they're jumping over the other people too, and they're finding this out, and that's why they pushing
Wow.
back.
Hey, Don and Cool Daddy, look at Mr. Charles. He said, my Mexican wife gets called in lover by her family.
I'm sure.
And shit like that happen. Uh, we feel if somebody's um, not white, they're our ally. We talked about that before, but a lot of different groups have anti-black hatred. That ain't nothing new. Look how they treat the black people in Latin American countries, in Mexico, whatever. They have black people down there. They treat them bad. The people from Oaxaca, they treat them real bad. So they come here with those same sentiments. But anyway, those American jobs in that factory was supposed to be, that was part of the agreement to let them open up a plant. They were supposed to hire American workers, and they got, like I said, they got covered their hand in the cookie jar. Now they complaining, and there's nothing South Korea could do that'll really damage the United States. We protect them. We got over 100,000 troops in South Korea. A lot of their businesses are floated because we buying Kias and Hyundais and Samsung TVs and shit. All that come from South Korea. So they're not going to destroy the whole economy over this one little plant.
Yeah, you're right about that, man. And speaking of that, like I say, man, this show is the black men they overlook. But I mean, a part of this too, man. A lot of black men get overlooked because of even in the workforce, a lot of jobs that we've had, we're not there anymore.
And we get overlooked because we don't have no job. And then that was a way for a black man, decent man, get a good job, and he can build a family. He can get with a black woman, have a decent family if you get a decent job. If you
Right.
underemployed or unemployed, it's hard to have a family when you ain't got no money. Love don't pay no rent. Love don't pay the bills.
But you see where Trump laid off all those federal workers. It was over 350 sisters lost their job, not counting the brothers. And even with the Koreans, he made a deal with them and let the Koreans, stay here and continue to work over there. So it's like I say, he's about chippers, and I'll put it like this, like I say, he was when he got the president this time, he was worth diddy money, 800, 900 million. Today in 7 months, he's worth 3 trillion, and sky's the limit for him. There is no limit.
Yeah.
All his family, and we are not in the in his in his line of fire as far as helping us out. I can tell you that right now. That ain't gonna happen. And it's like
Well,
you say, we gotta do it ourselves because he's definitely gonna, like I said, getting rid of all those sisters, all them brothers. That's his main thing. And then plus erasing our history, you know. And like I say, those who don't remember history if it's gone, they doomed to repeat it. If he can erase it like that, oh well.
yeah, you're right, man. I mean, well, Mr. Charles said Biden let this happen. What do you mean by that, Mr. Charles? I would like you to elaborate on Biden
That
let what happen.
agreement that they made for that plant was done under Biden. There was agreement under that Build Back Better bill. All that was work negotiated under Biden with South Korea to do that, and it just then carried over into Trump. But that specific plant was a part of that agreement with Build Back Better, and they had negotiated that with South Korea, and they violated. No matter who the president is, there's certain laws that these foreigners have to abide by. They can't ignore the law when there's one president. They get upset when another president come in and enforce the law. You have to be a standard where American jobs to go to Americans first. Period, point
Yep.
blank, and that doesn't mean whatever party you're affiliated with or no party. American jobs go to American citizens. You don't prioritize non-citizens for American jobs. That's not how that's supposed to work.
Nah, not at all. But when you got my boy in there, he's about money. As long as he's getting his cut, he give a shit about American. Definitely not a black American. That's
Yeah,
been
well,
throughout his history.
hey, I'm just scrolling through the comments trying to keep up. Mr. Charles, he says, so when are they going to start tagging these local government jobs for hiring illegals or those who can't comprehend, like the drivers?
They're already enforcing the law for the drivers because that's a federal thing, and they got lawsuits going through the system. It's going to eventually hit sanctuary states and sanctuary cities. It's on the way, Mr. Charles. Watch. They're closing the loopholes bit by bit. If you pay attention to the news, they kicked them
Oh
off
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
Medicaid, Medicare. They
They
kicked them
already
off
said
for Section 8.
they
Yeah, so
already
they getting around to it.
they already said that if you can't read English, you ain't getting a license. Ain't no more putting stuff up in Spanish, Chinese, and nothing else. If you can't read English, you ain't getting a job. Not driving.
So, hey, so
Like
you know what that means? You know what that means, Don?
No more money for you.
hey, you know what? That's safer for everybody. When you get
But
down
you know
to it, it
what?
ain't got nothing to do with hating or wanting this or wanting that. It's making safe for Black Americans, Latin Americans, Asian Americans, white Americans, all Americans that understand English and can read it. Is making it safe for them.
But it's still, you know what, man? How do I want to say this without, how do I say this? I don't want people to take this the wrong way, but like, if somebody at a job who's black, white, whatever, and they only speak English, and they're working around some job that maybe is a DOT job, like people who work for local city jobs, like we used to work for, which is considered, part of the DOT part of it. When you drive a local government vehicle, you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
be,
yeah,
you have to be right. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So my thing is it wrong for employees to speak up when they work with employees who they know can't comprehend the safety around because they don't speak the language? And this isn't based towards just one race of people, because for the city of Los Angeles, hell, I worked with an Asian guy who like, I'm like, how long you been here? I've been here 15 years, and he couldn't speak to me for 10 minutes and hold a conversation because he didn't know English.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I say that to say this, which a lot of people need to notice, like local government job, they're finna start doing a sweep too, just like they doing these truck drivers. That's already in play. Some people been hit already. Some of these companies are mysteriously letting people go. Oh, we're closing down factory, closing down this, that, and that. We're laying off people. Or we just shut down. I forgot what business it was. They was open on Sunday, then they was closed, went out of business Monday, didn't tell nobody nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Or they've been forced to hire American citizens. You know, there was a meat packing plant within the last 2 months. They did a raid similar to the one they did in Georgia, and they arrested on them, maybe say like up to 60, maybe less than 100 illegal aliens who were working in a meat packing plant. And
Yeah.
meat packing plant was back operational within 3-4 days. They had hired everybody locally in Omaha, Nebraska. You know, they can do it. They choosing not to because it's profitable for them not to have to pay market wages. If a job says that you have to get $30 an hour, and you don't want to pay that, and you hire an illegal and give them $15 an hour, you know they making a big profit. So profits aren't everything. You have to follow the law here in the country and do things the right way. It's not that people don't. That's a myth they put out there that Americans don't want to work. Black people lazy. They don't want no jobs. That's a racist myth from the liberal side. You know what I understand? Understand what I'm saying? Because they want them to come in, get amnesty, and they got a whole new voting constituency now when they done made them legal and integrated them in the system. So it's a scam, and you have to reject the lies that they put out about us.
Yeah, you're right. And I don't know if y'all remember this lawsuit that was against Tesla. I can't remember what year it was, but it was a lawsuit. It alleged that Tesla preferred hiring visa holders, which is non-citizens, over U.S. citizens to reduce labor costs. Y'all remember that?
Vaguely.
I don't remember, but I wouldn't doubt it.
And it happened. You know, this lawsuit, it was filed in the San Francisco federal court, accuses Tesla of favoring visa holders over U.S. citizens in the hiring practices to cut labor costs, alleging a violation of federal civil rights laws. So, this is, it happens. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like this goes on. This is why I tell people, like what you say, Cool Daddy, people need to read, and stay up on things and stop waiting to hear the news off social media. Because I'm almost certain to say that damn near 80% of shit on social media is probably fake.
Or it's put out there to trigger you.
Yes.
It's emotional based to get you thinking with your emotions instead of logic, and to react emotionally.
You're right. That's just like right now. I don't know if people are seeing it. I think somewhere in South America, it's on social media. I ain't seen or heard about it on the news or anything, but it's supposed to be going around like something about some meteor, something that came down and something caught a ride with it, and the guy had, some shit is supposed to be growing from it and all that, some outer space, and it's just growing. And I'm like, why haven't we heard about this on like the mainstream news? I mean, not saying it's a lie, but if this is true and this guy's on social media displaying that, you've seen people get snatched up for less than that. So I tell people, like, you don't know what you can and can't believe on social media. That's why I say you make your best judgment. You need, people should, whatever you do, go to a credible source of information and rely on that. Damn, it's crazy. It's been hot all day, and it's like it just cooled off drastically. I feel the wind coming through the window. It was like 90 today. Now I just feel like 50 degrees. Yeah, that thunderstorm is coming. Y'all get ready, LA.
You sure you didn't just fart and it just blew the air a little bit?
Man, hey, I think you need to go back and finish eating your chicken.
I don't need no chicken, motherfucker.
Hey, what you say? What you say? What you say? Go back over there, eat your chicken and your grapes. That's why you keep dropping the phone.
Motherfucker.
Oh man. Oh, hey, Cool Daddy, man. I was telling Don, I said, man, some of these people are disrespectful, some of the boys in blue. I laughed at it though. I mean, the dude, I know he's an older guy. I'm not gonna say his last name, but he has a missing eye, and his name is his real name is Charles it's Charles something. You know what I'm saying? But and I seen him pull off because the police had pulled him over, and I was, hey, what's going on, man, mother? I'm good though. I said, what'd he say, man? Just man, mucking with me, pulled me over, pulled my license out, told me, this man, why you looking like that? Are you intoxicated? I said, no, man, I got a missing eye. I just don't wear an eyeball. I keep my eye closed, so that's why my face is squinting like this. So he said, all right. He went back to the car. He came back. His name is, last name such and such, but his first name is, I ain't gonna say the full name, but his name is, it reminds you of like Charlie Chaplin. So he said, so wait a minute, your name is Charlie such and such, and you said you got a missing eye, so your name is One Eye Charlie. And I was like, and I looked at him like, you didn't get mad at that? He like, man, he older guy. Man, look, I just want to get the fuck away from that dude, man. And when he pulled off, I said, what the fuck? I was just like, man, come on, man. I said, this dude literally called this dude in his face a one-eyed Charlie. He I said, man, this is crazy, man. But another thing too, maybe education. Maybe he didn't catch on to that for some reason.
He just wanted to get the shit over with. That's like a joke they used to say in school. Your mama got one leg with a kickstand on it. Or she got one leg and her name Eileen.
Yeah, but I was like, and you see, maybe that older guy wasn't too hip on it, but like we seen a lot of movies, racial movie with slaves. They used to call the brothers one-eyed Charlies, and so that's why I was like, wow, man, you let that fly way over your head when he said that to you.
Fuck him.
That dude. But hey, like you say, man, yeah, you may have been right, man. I agree with you too. Some people just don't, how do I say it? I think that's most of the younger crowd who want that confrontation with the police. Some older people like, look, man, I know I ain't did nothing wrong. Just hurry up, get this shit over with.
Yeah, just get this encounter over with. You ignorant motherfuckers, leave me alone.
You're right, man. And also too, man, like I said, I ain't gonna hold, we've been on for over an hour, man. We're gonna get off this pretty soon, man. But gotta send a shout out to Mr. Glenn. Mr. Glenn was on the show a while ago. Shout out to Mr. Glenn. My partner Mike, his youngest son, he died today at 47 years old. So
Rest in peace.
I talked to Mr. Glenn earlier. I know him being an older gentleman, I know he not taking it lightly. That was his baby. He raised his boys himself. Opposite story, wife walked out. He took care of his boys himself, raised them by himself. My boy Mike had some medical issues, and COVID didn't help a lot of people. So I don't know how he passed, but he passed away earlier today at 47. So rest in peace to my brother Mike.
That is young.
Like I told Glenn earlier, whatever you need, just let me know. Shout out to Mr. Glenn and his son Glenn, who actually coached me in football. That was his little brother. So this is another thing I tell people too about health, man. You got to get healthy, man. You gotta focus on that health, man. Try to get healthy. If you've been thinking about it, don't think about it. Do it. Like, hey, Cool Daddy, like my boy Cool Daddy, he's out there getting it in. He down damn close to 100 pounds now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I lost about 70 pounds, man. Just changing how I eat and walking 5 miles a day, lifting the little dumbbells. Ain't nothing major, just consistency, just doing it every day. And if I mess up one day, I just hop back on it, Because I saw Michael Jai White, he gave an interview, I think on Vlad TV. And I remember something he said. He said, the one thing we have complete control over is our bodies. And that struck a nerve in me. You're right. I got complete control over my body. It's how I treat it is how it will respond, you know. So I'm trying to live that.
That's
I
true. And you know what's so
I
crazy?
thought your girl had complete control of your body.
No, that was yeah. Hey, what'd you say? What'd you say, Cool Daddy? That's only for about 20 minutes. What did it say?
Yeah, only about 15, 20 minutes. It's about if I pop one of them pills, I might could go half hour, 45 minutes.
What'd you say? One of them good old gas stations? Shit.
Yeah.
Man,
One of them Viagra's.
shit, one of them
Tell him Milo, when you really think about it, it's really only about 5 minutes.
hey, hey, but I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. Any of you males that want to take some sex enhancement drugs, if you up in age, you know what I'm saying, not like none of us here. I'm talking about if you really up there, consult with your doctor. You know, we got a good friend of the show, G Shane. You know, I guess some of that stuff do expire, and I guess somebody had asked to borrow one from him, one of his older friends, because he had misplaced his. I guess they get theirs from the same doctor or something he was saying, and he gave him one, but I guess he gave him a batch that was expired, and he said everything swole up but his dick. So,
And the thing about it,
you
when you
got
lose weight, that sucker can jump up and be harder than a mugger, you know. So
hey
getting
hey
healthy help that out too.
hey Milo. I mean, Cool Dad. I'm telling you, look, man. Hey, our people right now won't. They a lot of people say I don't know. Yeah, because the people who saying I don't agree with what Cool Daddy just said. Yeah, because they probably ain't in fucking shape. That's why. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm telling you,
Just drink a lot of water, walk a few miles a day, most days of the week. Cut back on eating. If eating 3 times a day, you really don't need to. I've been practicing eating once a day, and that's been working with me.
same here.
But eat one once a day, preferably a nice healthy meal, and you'll see your changes in your body. Things will come back to life that you thought was gone. All type of shit. I dropped some on the floor and I picked it up. Without even thinking about it, I said, "Hold up!" Back in there, I would have went, you know.
Funny.
Shit. I remember somebody telling me, man, shit, when you get old, man, he said I sneezed and threw my back out last week. Like, shit.
Yeah. Well, you can fight
But
that.
yeah,
You can
man,
fight that muscle deterioration by working the muscles out. You know, we
you
can stay
can't. Hey,
young as long as we really want to. We put the work in.
you can't. Hey, and you right. I 100% agree with what you said. That you heard that message from Michael J. White. That in reality too, if you look at things right now in the world, hell, you got to pay for water. But what is the one thing you control? God said your body is your temple, and that is the one
Yeah.
thing you have control of. Think of that.
Complete control. As long as you control your mind, you can control your body. Don't let your mind win, because your mind will try to throw you off. A lot of times you have to ignore your own feelings, ignore your own thoughts, replace them with disciplined thoughts. Discipline don't feel good, but it's good for you. A lot of things that's good for you, it may feel good, but it's bad for you, but it feel good. Let me say that. You know, getting
So
high, smoking cracks, snorting powder, shooting heroin feel good to a lot of people, but that's bad for them. So everything that feel good ain't good for your body. The things that feel bad, like working out and lifting weights, and it feel bad when you're doing it, but when you're done it, is actually good for you.
So
You know.
you two brothers are trying to tell me that if you laying down next to your girl and you want to resist and she get the feeling on your slong and stuff, that's bad, and you guys will be able to resist it. Is that what y'all trying to tell me?
Nah,
Exactly.
you know we ain't said that.
Hey, what'd you say? Exactly. Hey, Cool Daddy. This is coming from the man that said he went to pray with 3 women and they was in the bed naked, and he sat there. He got naked too and prayed with all of them and left. That was it.
That nigga lying his ass off.
they,
Hey,
they believe that, and I believe it.
Can you? He said, what was this in the 90s? He said, yeah, these three, they called me over. They knew I was, I was into my word and I was healing people. This is why he adapted the name to Deacon. And he said he opened the door and they pulled the cover away, all three of them, like that Which Way Is Up, when the wife gave Richard Pryor a peek.
Yeah.
They all pulled the cover away, and he said he said he took off his clergy suit and started praying with him. And after the praying, he just left.
Exactly. Thou shalt not be tempted by the flesh.
Okay.
What did you say, D?
This motherfucker.
Oh man, yeah, man. But like I
Funny.
say, man, shit, man, we've been on for over an hour, man. But like I say, man, this little pop up, man, just to give some people some news, spread the word. You know what I'm saying? Let the ladies know that, look, man, just take the blindfold off. There is some legitimate black male figures here. I see black males walking their kids to school, picking them up every day, going to work, doing what they got to do. So don't turn your back on everybody and stop feeding into the rhetoric online, because I'm getting tired of seeing these videos where they saying that all ends ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here with that. And I'm getting tired of the videos where you seeing sisters saying that all black men are on the down low. Like, are you like, they should ban somebody like that for spreading rhetoric like that, saying that every single black man is on the down low. Like, come on
Yeah.
now, what kind of shit is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
You know,
That's just like saying every black woman's on welfare.
like real talk, like have some, like, if you want to be technical, like ladies spreading that rhetoric, have some respect for these other communities. If you want to take it there, you basically saying like everybody's a part of their community, which they don't accept everybody. So come on, don't go there. Be real to yourself, be real about yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's always better to do the right thing first. It's harder to it takes more effort to mess somebody over. Just be honest, do the right thing, stay out of trouble, keep your nose clean. So like I say, man, the black men they overlook is because not just society, take the blindfolds off. A lot of you overlooking that person because you just ain't looking. You looking for something that's not there. Snap back into reality. Learn
Are they
to
looking for Are they looking for something that's out of their category?
or looking for something out of the category. Same for men too. We may all personally know some people that have dated somebody that was out of their league, and like, you're gonna go broke messing with that.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's vice versa. It ain't no attack. Like I said, this is not an attack towards women at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do y'all feel about this? Do y'all think the game, especially as far as the black community, do y'all think the game and the knowledge of life is supposed to be sold to each other or spread amongst each other for free?
You're supposed to want the next generation to be better than you. And if you have a willing ear and an open heart, you share knowledge with them. You can't teach everybody. You can't share your knowledge with everybody because there's a lot of fools out there. But if you find somebody who's willing, and you can make a good impression on them, try to do that.
If you wanna if you wanna grow as a people, you have to unite and communicate with each other, and that's the way you're gonna grow. If you don't want to grow, you'll always be separated, always be confused, and never united.
Yeah,
That's
you're right.
true.
You're right. And also too, man, some people have to get out of that small mind. I mean, that's little small box mind frame. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think outside the box. Tell people in LA the world is bigger than California. Once you leave that, once you get on that 10 freeway and exit California, you're gonna see really nothing but desert till you damn near get to El Paso.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, real quick, but before we go around the panel, I want to see what y'all, some that y'all want to bring to the light, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a cool daddy. It's something you want to before we get your final thought. We're gonna go around the panel in a few minutes, but there's something you wanna say. You wanna say to the people, just something, random. You being the furthest guest tonight. Go ahead.
Well, love is real. That's at the heart of what we talking about. And if you genuinely love and find somebody you can practice that with unconditionally, it'll cut through a lot of the bull. You know, it'll cut through a lot of bull. Just find somebody to love, let them love you, and y'all work together.
Facts.
That's what I believe.
That what's up. That what's up, man. Hey, Don, man. Like I say, we're gonna go around the panel, in a few minutes. But is it something maybe you didn't seen something that you wanted to share with somebody or anything like that?
Well, I'll say this: everybody's for you, everybody's against you. It's up to you to be able to decipher through the rhetoric and get down to the true meaning of friendship and brotherhood. If you can do that, you have a better life.
Yeah, you're right, man. So basically, like I said before, some people have to snap back into reality, and I don't think some people want to do that, man. And you know what, man? I don't knock nobody for doing what they want to do, but I tell some people, man, you gotta handle your business before you have fun in all aspects. You know what I'm saying? You don't buy a luxury car before you have a house. Just saying
Would
real
you say?
talk.
Would you say like a lot of the guys be driving around in the Mercedes, living in an apartment?
Not even that shit. Some motherfucker be living in a snooty fox, renting week to week.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but you know what, man? Like I said, I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. I know people got shit to do tomorrow, man. I'm gonna still be up. Shit, it's 11:08 here, man. I'm gonna still be up looking at some new info. But we're gonna go around this, man. Go ahead, Don. Why don't you hit them off with some news they could use?
Well, the best news I can probably come up with is be strong, be resilient, and don't let nobody stop you. Keep on pushing, because if you don't push, nobody's gonna be behind you to help you push.
Yeah, you're right. You
You're on your
gotta
own.
you
You be
gotta
on
push
your
yourself.
own.
I agree. At the end of the day, metaphorically, I agree with Don. You are on your own. You came into this world alone. You're gonna leave alone. So at the end of the day, you can't depend on nobody. Depend on your strengths and the strength that God gave you. What's up, cool daddy? Go ahead, hit them off with some news they could use.
Discipline is a gift that you give to yourself. Be disciplined in your affairs. Be disciplined in eating well and taking care of your body, and you will see fruits from your discipline. Being lackadaisical, want to party all the time, actually makes you weaker. You get stronger through discipline. And also, when you take care of yourself through discipline, get your body right, you have to be ready to fight. And the way society is going, we may have to wind up fighting. So be ready to fight for yourself and your loved ones. And if you believe in the Second Amendment, keep it nearby and practice and get good with it, because you'll never know when stuff could go left.
You're right about that, Milo. And you're right. Good eating is a lot. Good eating can either make you or break you.
Yeah.
So you gotta eat well. I know a guy that set up and he was telling me the other day. He said that his boy went to the doctor. Doctor told him he might as well go home and cancel Christmas 9 months. He won't be here for now. He went straight vegetarian. 9.5 months later, when he went to the doctor told him, you know what? You're not diabetic no more. You don't have high cholesterol. Go home and kick it because you okay. So you are what you eat. Simple as that.
Yeah, food, let food be thy medicine. They give us medicine for these different ailments instead of teaching us how to reverse the ailments or not to even get sick in the first place, just to what we
Exactly.
consume. You
Yeah.
know,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, you can save your life just by eating, prolong your life, help your
Mhm.
loved one, your children, whatever, live a long, strong life. Your mind gets sharp, your eyes get sharp, everything.
And this ain't
Yep.
this ain't no illusion. It ain't like you guys ain't seen the same thing I done seen. You done seen a mama, her son, and a daughter and another son, and they walking down the street, and all four of them are obese.
That's
Thinking that
true.
shit is cute.
You know, not ain't cool. And then they seeing each other die off one by one.
Um,
You really believe that old adjective. You are what you eat. Believe that.
and some of these dudes are straight pussy.
And that's all they eat, huh?
Yeah,
Some of them some straight booty.
For
straight
real, for real, for
bull
real, for
bull.
real, for real, for real.
Hell yeah.
That's
That's
true.
real talk. That's real talk.
But somebody has said it, and another thing that struck a nerve with me is say, you don't really see too many old, real fat people. Real fat, real obese fat people like I was, and I'm still fat. I'm still trying to lose weight, working on fat. Obese people don't live long because you're making
Yeah,
yourself sick.
yeah, yeah. That's true. That is true.
Yeah. Well, a part. I'm gonna tell this. I'm gonna say this too before we get out of here. A lot of people don't pay attention to that. I mean, maybe you've seen this down south, Milo. I've seen this down south, Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, some areas. Some people who are married to women who stick to their vows and their values as a married woman. Make them meals. They have husbands who get big like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that lady feeding that man, she taking care of that man. I always see that when I see a couple in the store and I see this dude that's about 6'6" and 400 pounds, and his wife maybe about 5'8", 5'9", and she ain't petite, but she ain't, fat or skinny. But I'm like, yeah, she taking care of that dude shit. Yeah.
Well, what you?
But a
Yeah,
lot of
she
that
may be
too.
taking care of it, but she harming them too.
No, that
Eating
that's what
rice
that's
and gravy and all
that,
that. After a
that's what I
while,
was
that
gonna
shit
say.
clog up your arteries and everything. If
Well,
she
you
That's
said
what I
really,
was gonna
really
say.
want
she
to take
banking.
care of him, she'll
She
feed him
banking.
good.
Yeah, feed him right.
No, but say
Yeah.
that's something that that black men and they overlook too. They overlook their health too. They think that that's gonna keep them by stuffing them and giving them all this smothered shit. No, they got to think about that too. Why don't you change? Social media is right there. Facebook, YouTube is there. Get some recipes. Learn to change it up. And you love that man. Why don't you want to keep him around?
Then you want a
Pretty
quality of
much.
life. Even if you live a long time as a obese sick person, you're a vegetable. You're in the bed. You know what I'm saying? You having these surgeries in and out the hospital. That ain't no way to live. I
Nope.
seen a man 78, 79 years old, ripped up, doing pull-ups and push-ups and all types of stuff. I'm gonna send you the video when we get offline. He eat right, he drink
Yeah.
coconut water, he doing all this stuff because he does this intentionally. And there's people his same age who in the wheelchair. Same age. I know people my age, it shocked me. I went to the HEB as a grocery store chain out here, and I seen somebody say, Milo, look, I see somebody riding one of them little scooters, in the grocery store that they provide for you. They ride around the scooter, they the same age as me, but they can't walk around a grocery store. So when I
Yeah.
see stuff like that now, it hit me, because I was headed down that path, but by the grace of God, I snapped out of it.
Right. That's
Yeah,
a good
man.
thing.
That is, man. Like I say, we just get used to some of the stuff that yeah, Mr. Charles, you still here? He said my neighbor is 52 and has multiple walkers. I'm pushing 70, pleasing a 50-year-old wife.
That's what I'm talking about. Mr. Charles got the key of life, he figured it out.
And if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Charles said he has a Hispanic wife, so she probably throwing that salsa on him. And he told her, you got the salsa, I got the beef ribs. You don't need no teeth to eat this beef.
Funny. Stick ass motherfucker.
Hey man, anybody from LA who know that slogan, man? I don't, man. Mr. Jim's Barbecue. It's the where Woody's Barbecue is at on Florence and Gramercy. That used to be Mr. Jim's Barbecue back in the day, and that was his slogan right up there. You need no
Yeah.
teeth to eat this beef.
True. 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 That's
Yeah,
true.
man. That's one, man. See, oh man. And what's so crazy though, like what y'all said off health, I had to say this, like, man, pay attention to what you eat, especially with vegetables and fruit. A lot of the stuff is numbered. Look at the number of the stuff that's supposed to be like natural fruits and stuff like that. I think it's like number 9 or something like that.
Yeah, 9 is organic and 4 is GMO.
4 is GMO. And they had something online where this dude showed like the stuff that was on the 4 apple where he was scraping the wax off. So he said some people think because you rinse the apple off, I cleaned it. Yeah, you just cleaned the dirt that was sitting on the wax, but you're still biting through the wax.
Yeah.
You soak it in vinegar and put some baking soda in there. You're gonna see it fizzing. Vinegar and baking soda. Let it sit for about an hour or so. Rinse it off with cold water, and you'll look in that bowl you had it in. You'll see all that dirt that came off them fruit.
Yeah, man, that's wild, man. But yeah, man, you gotta, like you say, man, too many people around us passing away. You gotta take health serious, man. It's free to get healthy.
Yeah. It's simple, but it ain't easy. You gotta put in some work, Yeah. You gotta be willing to sweat.
It's somebody out there right now on Figueroa Boulevard trying to chase down a broad for the last hour, and every time they hit a block, she picked up, so he got to put in. It's somebody out there right now putting in the work for something they're supposed to be doing. Why don't you do that for your own health?
That's true.
That's funny.
Leave them sodas alone. Stop drinking all that alcohol. You just beating your body up.
Real
man,
talk.
Hey, real talk. Hey, and that's something to think about too. This is something people need to stop glorifying. And I see this from a lot of the sisters in the community. They brag about how they N-word can, how he turn up. Yeah, my N, he can drink a half a gallon of this. He be off 3 or 4 of them things and all this. Like, y'all be bragging that y'all with a drug addict. Like you don't realize that. Then they have the nerve to talk about the dude on the street. Oh, look at that homeless crackhead. All that person do is smoke crack when they can afford it, and that's not too much because they homeless if they on drugs. But you with somebody who wastes their money on all this other kind of shit, and you brag about it because while y'all intoxicated, you get that little poom beat up real good.
And let me tell you, Milo, I told E, and I tell everybody that listen to me, I tell them, and I'm sure a layman can understand it, that alcohol by far is the number 1 drug on this planet, bar none. Bar none. It's a multi-trillion-dollar business, and those are trillionaires that do the alcohol. It's legal in every country, practically. It's legal in every business, airline, wherever you go, club. It's legal everywhere. Some countries like Canada banned it for a year or so. 1 or 2 more then they brought it back. Why? Because it's just too much money in it. We banned it here. They brought it back.
Mr. Charles said we still gonna drink it, and I know what he mean by he said we.
Don't say we, Mr. Chuck. I don't fuck
talking
around.
about black people.
Oh yeah.
And make it on if you do, make it on a special occasion. It ain't no daily or no weekly thing.
Yeah,
I know people who drank most days of the week.
Yeah,
you can't do that and live a
and
long
people
life.
wonder why a person drinking and talk about how did he get cancer? Well, he got cancer from drinking. It's a carcinogen. You know,
That's true.
everybody knows it, but they don't put it on a bottle.
And it turn into sugar in your liver. You get diabetes from it, kidney failure,
Yeah,
stomach
yeah,
cancer, all type of stuff.
exactly. But they will
And,
never put a label on it. Never,
and
ever.
then
That'll never
then
happen.
also some people who don't even try to combat their bad habits, like I say, let alone not saying, and some people don't realize that too. You got some people who, now this is for the people who drinking that super hardcore shit, you got some people drinking that whiskey all day every day. But you got some people like that who do work out. All you doing is basically, just balancing out your bad habits. But for the people that that's not working out, and you drinking all this stuff, like y'all said, that sugar, that shit turns into sugar. Sugar puts fucking fat on you, and it messes up your organs. So you got to think about that, man. Put that bottle down. I know some stuff may be hard for some people, and that's something too. Some people need to find a way to deal with some issues. You can't always run to that bottle. People say, I don't need no therapist. It ain't gonna hurt you to spend that 40, 50, $60 to have an hour therapy session, one day. See how it feels, and see if it feel better than going to get sloppy drunk just to forget about that problem and then think about it again once you sober up.
Do they want to spend $40 or $60, or do they just want to spend $3 and go get a steel reserve?
Well, nah. Well, see, Well, see, those are winos you talk about. Those are. If you just buying one, you got to buy more than one. But still,
Some Thunderbird. Put the Kool-Aid pack in a Thunderbird.
shit, man. I don't even think they. What's so crazy? I don't even think they still selling Thunderbird in L.A. They
They
still
don't say
selling
that no more.
Sam
You can tell how old I am, god dog. We used to drink Thunderbird in high school. Put the Kool-Aid pack in it. Mickey's, Wild Irish
shit.
Rose. You know
Or
what
that
I'm
night
saying? All
train.
type of shit. Night Train Express.
I remember. I
Hey, I
remember.
remember
I
when they
remember.
came out with Cisco. Cisco was so strong it was killing people. They had to make it weak.
They used to call Cisco crack in a bottle.
Oh
I
yeah,
remember that.
Cisco was strong when it first came out.
Man, hey, I remember my older brother, him and his partners, with they brawls, two of them and six brawls partying at, Friday night after, and I used to see the empty Cisco bottles. I was younger, but I used to like, damn, man, I used to hear that. They say, oh man, it's crack in a bottle. And I say, as I'm older now, I'm like, it must have been because them ladies was older than my brothers, and then once they was drinking that Cisco shit, you thought you was at like a freak nigga, some shit.
Yeah, that Cisco, you mix that shit with some 211, you can cancel Christmas.
Yeah, man, all that shit, man. What'd you say? And oh man, and it's still crazy. What some people don't realize too is that have you noticed right now? I don't know, maybe down there, Cool Daddy, where you at? Maybe the price of some stuff has went up, but people don't realize, alcohol prices is staying the same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll lose out. That's what helping people cope with this messed up society. They want people to be inebriated,
exactly.
intoxicated, to numb
Exactly.
themselves so they won't pay attention to what's really going on in the world. That's why they
Well,
went on that spree of legalizing marijuana in different states. They want you to be anesthetized, you know what I'm saying, numb to what's going on in the world so you won't fight back against injustice.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I said this before too, man, and I said this before on the Hood Humor Show. Me and Brandon Black, when we was on the after party, I said legalizing
Panic.
marijuana is probably the worst thing they could have done. And some people was like, what, like, why you say that? I said because a lot of people can't handle it now that it's easily accessible where they can go get it anywhere at any time nowadays. Some people gonna put aside shit that they need to be doing because they gonna be mind fucked from the weed.
That's true. Then they enhanced the THC in that shit now. You know, back in the day, we was smoking had like a level 6% THC. Now they got weed with 20-something% THC in. That's
And
Man,
crazy.
hey,
don't forget about those edibles.
Oh
And
yeah, that's a whole
my
nother
nephew,
level of the game.
my nephew said, you eat an edible, you can't drive.
hey,
Couple of them
God
well,
told me you
damn.
can't
you know,
drive.
And also too that like that depends on the person too. Some people don't know their tolerance. Some people want to hang with the big dogs, and you might be a lightweight, like you said, might take 1 or 2 edibles and you might not be able to walk.
Yeah.
But like you say, that shit is strong. Now it's strong. When have you ever heard of women getting high with men and smoking weed from the dispensary, getting a good buzz, and they getting freaky, doming niggas up off weed?
Yeah, they done boosted it up artificially. It ain't like just the regular weed they used to just grow. They adding all
Yeah.
type of shit to hype that shit up now.
Yeah. 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 Because I remember what it was like about 3 years ago. 50 had made a bust, and it was out here. And I think they rubbed up against some bud, and they had to rush all them motherfuckers to the hospital.
Mm.
They had to rush the motherfuckers to the hospital, all of them.
Yeah, because that shit probably had some fentanyl in it.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. I
That's
think so
scary,
too.
that boy. I'm glad they ain't had that shit when I was young. That's scary. It's killing people.
Well, you see, back in the day, it was a little more natural, where you had to know. Well, I mean, marijuana is legal now in California. Back in the day, you had to know your weed man. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to know the person who had the good weed with no seeds in this nickel bag. Um, and you never had this crazy shit back in the day. Oh man, yeah, you want some good endo. It wasn't no indica, all the sativas and all you wanted the motherfucker who had some kush, some endo, or some motherfucker who had some purple. Oh yeah, I got this Maui Wowie shit.
Yeah. I can't even keep up with all them different names, different strains and shit they got now. I don't even try. Like I wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah, you're right, man. You got all kind of crazy strands, man. That's why I tell people be safe, man. And like you say, man, I don't knock nobody, and I'm gonna say this too. I don't knock no company, even with alcohol. If you a company that make the alcohol, I'm gonna tell you like this: they're not forcing you to spend your money and drink that shit. That's you going out buying it.
Yeah, that's where discipline come in. We gotta have
You got to
discipline.
work on your discipline.
You got
But
to
I
know
tell
when that
people
shit
like
getting
this.
in the way of your life too. If it's certain goals you're trying to accomplish, you can't bring alcohol and drugs with you. If it's certain doors you want to open, you can't bring alcohol and drugs with you. You gotta put that shit down.
You got to, and some people don't realize. Hell, some of the fields or avenues you're trying to go into, shit, hell, would just clean yourself up. Hell, do what you got to do, and yeah, when you get in there, hell, discipline yourself, and maybe on one day on your weekend, if you I mean, I'd encourage you not to do it at all, but hey, some people gonna do it regardless. Especially in California, discipline yourself. Limit yourself to it on your off. If you off Saturday, Sunday, why don't you make Saturday your party day? If you're married, take your wife out during it. You party with your wife all day if you want to, but if y'all got that understanding, you know what I'm saying? If y'all got that understanding, party with her, take her out, have some fun, then hang with your boys. If y'all want to go, to the bar, play some pool, drinks, you come home, hit a J, and discipline yourself for one day. But like Cool Daddy say, it's some people I know every day who go in to get a bottle every day, you know, and you're tearing yourself up every day. Some people
Uh,
think they can
uh,
handle it. They ain't seeing no effects now that they are right.
Guys are pretty cool. They're pretty cool until they add a woman to the equation. Then it gets complicated.
What you mean?
Ask Adam.
Yeah, well,
Ask,
hey, well, hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Everybody, well, like I say, man, that's another story. But I mean, hell, Adam saw that thick. This is my opinion. He saw that thick sister standing right there, and shit, and she went to bend over and pick something up and shit.
he said, "I'm about to bite that
It was
apple."
the
It
the
was
the
on.
the doggy style was invented.
And no, that was the apple he bit up.
Yeah, and people
Them
think, oh, it
curds.
was an apple tree. People think it was an apple tree, and oh, this apple that was bitten. Yeah, I know what apple was cracked.
That was
And
that
brothers,
peach.
and brothers still right now today over
Yeah,
300,000 years, brothers still falling for that old keto.
yeah. They talking about, one. Hey, now. Now, what do you think about this? If this has been proven, like they say, it's numerically proven, 9 or organic, 4 is the modified stuff. So if it say 1 apple a day keep the doctor away, what if you eating the number 4 apple a day?
Shit,
Well,
I don't know.
that'll probably keep our doctor away too, because you'll be dead.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what's so crazy, man? They say everybody male at a certain age supposed to get a colonoscopy, or what's it called, colonoscopy or something like that.
Colonoscopy, yeah.
Yeah.
Colonoscopy. Somebody I know had one today. He's older, and this was his first time ever. And I'm talking about, I think he said I was 30 years overdue. I just got on a good foot, cleaned himself up and shit like that. And he said, and I'll never go back to the doctor again. I said, why is that? He said, because the way the doctor held one of my cheeks open and just looked at my ass, I was so uncomfortable. And I said, what kind? I said, I've never had a colonoscopy before. So I'm like, is that how it's supposed to go?
They
No,
put you to sleep.
colonoscopy, they use, yeah. Well, they don't put you to sleep. They put you under anesthetic. And you woozy.
Yeah.
And they throw that camera inside of it.
Yeah, I had one that they cut shit 5 polyps out of me. Eating all that beef and bad eating.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You'll
Because
get
yeah,
polyps.
yeah. The
That
camera
that could
have a clipper on it, and it goes off in there. Clip them if you got them.
they cut 5 up out of me. It's almost time for me to go back. That was almost 5 years ago. They
Yeah,
told
you
me to come
supposed to
back every
go.
5 years.
Man, hey, I
You
encourage
at the
everybody. It's
age
on
now.
Amazon.
You at the age now, 100p. You gotta. It's time for you to. You right at 40 now, huh?
Next month.
Yeah, it's time for you to get one. It's time for this year. Try
Well,
to get you one within the next year.
hey, like I said, I take health serious, like all that other crazy shit aside, shit, something to do with health. I'm gonna go get it checked out.
Yeah, they actually
But
looking
like I said, I
inside your
try to keep
intestines and
gut
your
health pretty
colon
serious.
to make sure you ain't got nothing cancerous in
Yeah,
there. And you might have a polyp or two. Most of us do because we grow up eating a lot of meat. You understand? And it's
That's a
rotting in your
tip
stomach
too.
and shit.
I never had
And
a polyp, and I had I think I had 2 of them. I had 2 colonoscopies. I haven't had a polyp yet.
well, you've been lucky. Both a
Yeah,
lot of people I know, my daddy, cousins, now we all done had at least one. But
yeah,
that ain't
yeah,
nothing because it's benign. They're gonna cut it and test to see if it's cancerous.
yeah,
9 times out of 10, it's gonna be benign if you do have
yeah,
one.
yeah.
It's rare that it'll be cancers, but if they catch colon cancer early, that's one of the most curable cancers to have. That's why
Exactly.
you have the colonoscopy. It ain't nothing. They
Yeah.
knock that
well, I
shit
mean,
out. But if you just let it
I
grow and
would I would think
metastasize, that's when you have a problem.
I would think that, yeah, I've heard, you're the second person I heard say that colon cancer is one of the most curable cancers that's out. And I would say just off common sense, like, yeah, shit, that's where, a lot of the trash is stored from the shit we eating, and look at the shit that's all pumped in the meats and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
But I've told a lot of people too. I encourage anybody, you can go on Amazon right now. It's called a Dr. Bowl, Dr. BO. It's a 15-day colon clean. It's a pill. It's organic pill. Recommended take 1 pill at the end of the night, before you go to sleep. And when you wake up in the morning, some of these old laxatives, once you take it, they real strong where you got to run right to the toilet. No, it ain't none of this stuff. This stuff is just going, everything that you ate that day is going to break all that shit down, because you only push out a small percent of what you ate through the day. Nah, In the morning, everything you ate that day before is gonna come out. It's a 15-day colon cleanse. You're supposed to take one pill a day. By the fourth day, your body's gonna really get immune to it to where everything is just gonna flush out at a normal time. So after you eat every 30 minutes, you're gonna have to go to the restroom. Not like a
Yeah.
running, but you're gonna roll the restroom and you're gonna be like, damn man, you get off the toilet literally feeling 5 pounds lighter. Like literally
Right,
from that
right.
that shit. So I tell anybody it's Dr. Bo 15-day colon cleanse pill. And I order it once a month. I keep it in stock, you know what I'm saying? Because it's good to take it if I know I'm finna have some, like maybe a beef rib, or I like eating goat and lamb. If I'm gonna eat that at night, I'm gonna take one of them a few hours before I know I'm gonna eat that. So when I do eat shit in the morning, that's already in your stomach. It's gonna break it down before I get up, take that jog, or when I come back from that jog before I hit the shower. It's finna be what'd you say? It's finna be some newspaper reading.
And
You know,
fasting is good too. Every so often, go a day or two without eating. Just drink liquids. You ain't gonna die, and it'll help flush your body out and hit. It's like hitting the reset button on your system.
True, true.
real talk. I tell people the easiest day for people to fast if you're off on the weekends, if you're gonna have a long night Saturday. I'm not saying a long night where you're out eating, but say if you're just gonna be up late night Saturday, stay up late. Have your last meal reasonable time, 7, 8 o'clock. Make it a big meal, and when you do finally go to sleep Saturday or Sunday morning, 1, 2 in the morning, you're gonna sleep till about 1 or 2 in the afternoon. So when you wake up, shit, like you say, get you some water. You might, if you want to cheat with a piece of watermelon or fruit or something, but really just some water, some liquid, and you good.
Yeah, 24-hour fast ain't gonna
So
hurt you.
ain't gonna hurt you at all. And that time go by so fast because you don't realize that people be like, oh man, how am I how am I gonna do this 24? Man, hey, Don, you probably remember this when we worked at the airport when it was Ramadan, and a lot of the guys who were from Pakistan and Iraq and stuff like that, when they didn't eat from what sun up to sundown, if I'm not mistaken. Um,
Yeah,
and we were loading planes.
yeah.
We were out there
Real
loading
talk.
flights with
Yeah.
50, some light plane, 120 bags that had to be loaded in 10 to 20 minutes for quick turns on
At
planes.
least, at
And
least,
these
at least
dudes,
they, at, at least they said they wasn't eating. The motherfucker probably was hiding somewhere eating some chips or something. These motherfuckers think we really not eating. We got the
well,
motherfuckers food.
I'm not gonna say, but I did see one who said himself, I have to. I work a double shift. I needed something. He went and got a smoothie.
You ain't
It's
eating
cool,
pork
no
chop
problem.
sandwich.
It ain't no. Hope it wasn't no gelatin in that smoothie. Uh, yeah,
It's
but no,
funny.
real talk though, man. Damn, man, I'm sitting here looking. I'm in the pod zone outside, and I'm just looking at the sky. LA have some bad weather coming. Not bad weather, but we got rain moving in. Supposed to come in. They say late Wednesday night, but it's gonna start getting cloudy, which I see it right now. And it was hot today and humid, and right now it just cooled off out of nowhere.
Feel good.
Um,
I bet you.
oh man, uh, it's got to be probably 61 degrees right now with a breeze.
Yeah.
Oh no, I take that lie back. It's just windy, but it's saying it's 75 degrees right now, but we just got wind, so that's why the cool wind is cooling it off. Where y'all at down there, Cool Daddy? Was it like 101 right now with humidity?
Ah, nah. Shit, it was. Humidity stay high around this time. Right now is almost 80 at
Yeah,
nighttime. It's about 78 degrees right now. Yeah.
for sure. Well, like I say, man, quick rundown, real quick. Rest in peace to Robert Redford. He died today, born 1936, 2025. A lot of people seeing him in movies coming up. Not saying he was a favorite actor of people. This is just some stuff that went on. Just saying. Um, you know,
Yeah.
Another thing too that that's something we got to look at. Like I just said, people is dropping. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to your surroundings. People is dropping, man, and age is not no limit. Like I say, my partner was 47. This guy was 80 something. So, you don't have to be sick to pass away. Also, people tend
Right.
to forget that you don't have to be ill or suffering from an illness to pass away. And also, don't panic, Texan fans. We'll be all right. Do not panic. We'll be all right. And also, too, if it's true, I don't know if it's true. Allegedly, the former girlfriend of R&B star Omarion from B2K, April Jones. I don't know if y'all seen her on the reality show where she was also dating one of his ex band members, Little Fizz. Um, she is currently dating Tay Diggs, the actor, and they're allegedly expecting their first child together.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't
Congratulations.
know, congrats. I don't know that situation. Some people may say it's weird because they saw her dating Omarion, then with this guy. Now she's with Tay Diggs, which I got me personally from somebody watching as an actor. I have respect for Tay Diggs. I'm a fan of Tay Diggs. I like the movies that he's been in. I think he's a good actor. Maybe he's the type of man that she needed in her life to get her some act right. Maybe these young dudes couldn't do it.
Yeah, she may decided just to chill out.
You know, um, and his status. Would you consider Tay Diggs an A-list actor?
No.
B-list?
Yeah, B or C. He's well known, but A-list actors making 20, $30 million a film.
You're right. You're right. So yeah, no, he's not A-list. He's just a well-known actor. But
Right.
like you said, kudos to them. Kudos to them. If they have a baby on the way, hope the baby comes strong, healthy, no problems. Also, condolences to the family of Ricky Hatton. He passed away at 46. They found him today. I don't know if y'all heard about that.
Who is he?
Ricky Hatton. He was a boxer. Ricky Hatton, the boxing icon. Ricky Hatton. Um, well, he was found deceased at his home in Hyde, Greater Manchester, in England. They say the police confirming that his unaliving is not being treated as suspicious. His passing has sent shockwaves through the boxing world. He was widely regarded as one of UK's greatest fighters and a fan favorite for his fearless, aggressive style in the ring. Yeah, Hatton, he had some fights. I can't pinpoint who he fought back in the day, but Ricky Hatton had some big fights.
Okay.
So he was a good fighter.
I think I think
Condolences.
he, I think he fought Boom Boom Mancini.
Boom, boom.
Boom
Yeah,
boom man. Who
Boom
the
Boom
hell is that?
Mancini. Boom Boom Mancini.
Yeah, I remember Boom
Italian
Boom.
dude. Italian dude. He was
Hey,
big back then.
let me ask y'all a question. This question real quick too. This is something that I've been meaning to ask. I forgot about it. The rapper Future. He had a child with Sierra, which Sierra just legally changed her and Future's child last name to Wilson. And Future made a comment basically saying like you can change the name, but you can't change the blood. You know what I'm saying? But how do y'all feel about that?
I don't think that's
He
cool. You can't just take somebody's child from them. He may want to have a relationship with his daddy later or whatever. That's still his son, no matter how they get along. You understand me? That's like if you and your wife break up, she get with another dude and change all your kids' name to that dude's name. That ain't got nothing to do with this. That's being petty in my opinion, vindictive. Yeah, y'all live y'all life as a new family or whatever. That's cool, but that's still my son. I
Yeah,
think
I
Sierra
agree,
was
and that's not
wrong.
the first case of that. Yeah, I mean that, and all that happened too with the actress, the model, supermodel, originally known as Eva Pigford, the America's Next Top Model. She was married to this guy, last name Sterling, if I'm not mistaken. She had a child with Kevin McCall. He's the rapper that was on that Chris Brown song Deuces.
Hmm.
She had a baby with him, but that was previous to her getting with the Mr. Sterling. Well, they married while she was on the show. If I'm not mistaken, Real Housewives of Atlanta, a season or two. They were married. She ended up changing Kevin McCall's daughter's name, if I'm not mistaken, to Sterling's last name, to giving the daughter last name Sterling. And it was a big argument about that. But Eva and Sterling are now divorced. So what is she gonna do now? Is Eva gonna go back to her last name as Pigford and keep the daughter last name Sterling as another man, or what?
It don't make no sense. Women, some of these women be going too far with that bullshit. Something like that happened to me. Me and my son, mother. I had it when I was young. I was what, 19, 20 years old, some shit like that. You think you're gonna be together forever, but you young and dumb and stupid. So we broke up, and she was mad. I started dating another woman, and she had started dating another guy, and she wouldn't let me see my son for damn near 2 years. So when I finally go around now, um, to give him some presents for Christmas, I had spent like $600 on presents. I'm happy to see my son again, right? So she
Yeah.
come to the door with my son, and the dude at the door too, guard, and he jealous. So he said, "Your daddy brought you some presents." He said, "Daddy." He pointed to the other dude. She hadn't had him believing the other dude was his daddy. You
Wow.
understand me? And I know she was doing that vindictively, but that broke my heart at that moment. He didn't even know I was his daddy because of the whole ass games his mama was playing. You see, and it kind of broke our bond. And we ain't right to this day because of some of the shit she told him about me, and which was wrong. All right, shit that's grown folks' business. You understand? You shouldn't be pumping that to the child head. The children ain't got nothing to do with that. I could be a good father even if I'm not with you, if you let me be.
Yeah, you are 100% right, man. A lot of people don't want to admit it. Um, a lot of I mean, like I say, I'm not finna say that because I don't want women to think I'm attacking them. But Mr. Charles said the laugh fact holes, I guess. um, yeah, man. I've said this before, man. You can't fault some women on the way they act because how they gonna know how to act if they was raised by hoes?
Right is right and wrong is wrong. Some
Right
stuff
is
you
wrong.
you you innately know is wrong to do, whether you saw somebody doing it or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. You're right, man. But let's see, man. We've been on here for a while, man. We gonna get off this, man. We done went around. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
like I said, you gentlemen have anything else you want to let the people know?
Nah, I'm good. I appreciate y'all letting me come on. It's been a pleasure.
No doubt. What about you, brother Don Ron?
Everything is what everything is in it to win it and loving it. So you know what? Happy to be here. Happy to keep pushing.
Yeah, well, for sure. I appreciate you, brothers, stepping in. So before we get out of here tonight, let me say this: we covered a lot. We talked about race. We talked about the struggles. We talked about the cycles of fatherless homes, and we talked about how good black men are still being overlooked. But here's the truth: if we don't start seeing the value in each other, if we don't start breaking these patterns, then we are going to stay stuck in the same generational loop. Black men are rising. Brothers are getting degrees at a higher rate, stepping into fatherhood, building businesses, and making moves that our fathers and grandfathers could only dream of. But too often, they are ignored, downplayed, or treated like their presence doesn't matter. And let me be real, this is bigger than relationships. This is about our community, survival. If we can't honor the men who are showing up, protecting, providing, and staying solid, then what examples are we setting for the next generation? We say we
True.
strong, we say we want strong families, strong neighborhoods, strong kids. Well, it starts with recognizing and respecting that good men who are already here. So tonight, I'll leave you with this. Don't overlook what's right in front of you. Don't dismiss the blessing because it doesn't come wrapped in chaos. Learn to recognize peace, learn to embrace stability, and learn to value the people who are truly invested in you and in us. Because good men are not extinct, they are not invisible. They are standing right here, ready to lead, ready to build, and ready to love if only we have the vision to see them. So I'm Honey P, Cool Daddy Don. I appreciate y'all riding with us. Until next time, gonna take a seat, think of what we talked about, and recognize a real one when we see them. You know what I'm saying? So peace to y'all. Real talk, don't end and just take a break. We'll be back, maybe another pop up, but if not, we for sure be here Monday 7 p.m.
110 to the 105, over to the 10 to the 45 LA, boy, we get it in. 110 to the 105, over to the 10 to the 45 LA, boy, we get it in. Still about to flip a script, man, I'm trying to get rich. Like I'm in Las Vegas with a bunch of fucking chips. About to breeze right by you, let the motor open up. I'm a 454, y'all niggas souped up. Flow winter like Colorado, know it be cold. I've been having money, niggas, since 10 years old. Nick froze, not me, I ain't showing what I got. Niggas got some issues, me, I'm pimping parking lots.